Yo, what's up guys, Neon Blitz here, back with another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. They have officially dropped the Super Saiyan 2 Kefla Character Spotlight, which have her full trailer and her full kit breakdown. I understand, yes, creators in the Squadra content creator program have had this information out for days, but since I'm not in it, I don't want to steal people's content like that and essentially make videos on their videos. If you want to stay up to date, like new content from the content creator programs, I would recommend watching them. Or hey, if you want to subscribe to me, I mean, get me to you have to hit a specific number before you can even apply. So if you want to hit me there, I mean, I appreciate it. But since the trailer's now officially out, I'm going to be live reacting to it, and I'm going to be looking at her kit for the very first time and breaking it down. So let's see what this trailer's talking about. Now, Kefla is the final character. She is a damage character, so she's currently competing with like Oob, Vegito, Broly. So it's interesting. Okay, so she's ranged. Okay, oh, looks like, was I hitting both of them at the same time? Yeah, we're already transforming. All right. All right, yeah, the straight to Super Saiyan 2. Okay. Oh yeah, she's moving a lot. Damn. Okay. Oh, how's it look like? Damn, that had a big range. That looked like they did a very little damage. It looked like the orbs are a bit bigger. Is it like an U buff? The fact that you can move during this move is crazy, considering all other instances of Kefla that had to stay. So, but that was a cool trailer. An aggressive hero uses vanishing steps to attack a large area. Strike as many foes as he can and set the battle alight. Okay, that sounds already interesting. An aggressive hero who uses vanishing steps to attack a large area. Alright, let's see what that means. Passive, a hard knuckle fight. Shortens the cooldown time of vanishing step when an attack lands. Increases the damage dealt by skills, excluding super attacks after vanishing step is used. Huh? What? So, okay, she vanishes. Oh, whoa. And she just used it as a get. Whoa, what the? So she vanishes and she gets like this little boost spark. She has the kind of gauge on the cooldown for her vanishing stuff. And every attack is filling up rapidly, and then she can just do it right away. Whoa, okay. That's very interesting. I guess that's how they made her hyper mobile. So I'm guessing that she doesn't have a skill that's strictly movement like a Oob. It's just she just gets her vanishing stuff, so her vanishing stuff is hyper mobile. I think that's pretty cool, considering KO had you know, when you if you vanishing stuff, you get the big punch, so they kind of incorporated it into Kefla. That's pretty cool. What does this mean for her divine cards? Do you want vanishing or lightning strike, defense step, lemon breaking strike? I don't know, because the main thing with a lightning strike or vanishing the lightning blast, the tier 1 red card, is you're going against Snowball, which even after the nerf, Snowball is still good. And doesn't have a cooldown, it's just flat attack buffs, while the Lightning Blast, Lightning Strike, whatever it is called, has a cooldown, so it's not getting proc every time you're vanishing stuff. So it's interesting to see that they're actually giving characters ways to reduce their vanishing stuff. That's honestly crazy. Because in most other games, vanishing stuff is like one of the most powerful tools in the game. I'll use League of Legends for example. Their version of vanishing stuff is Flash, and that's on a 5-minute cooldown, and it's easily the best skill in the game. Literally, like 99% of characters in that game take it. So to have a character here that can actively shorten the cooldown of it is pretty crazy, and the fact that she's ranged too, so it's going to be really hard to get to her, and maybe even running away. Plus, since not everyone's going defense step, I mean, I know that has a cooldown, but she could proc that very quick. Okay. And how does this work with limit breaking jump? Do you get 2 cooldowns, or do you use your... How does it work? Like, do you use the first one? Are you then able to recharge it already? Or do you have to use both and then you can recharge it? And then once it's fully recharged for the passive, do you get both instances again? There's a lot of interest. There's a lot to test, but that's very interesting. And potentially, and based on the rest of her kit, that could be very strong. It also says it strengthens the damage of her skill, so she's actively getting buffs from using her vanishing stuff. Okay. Rush attack. An energy blast attack that targets multiple enemies. Deals more damage to the main target. Oh, well, you can look. So, Kefla has like this big red blast going to Goku, but then a smaller blast is going to Vegeta. So, she's reducing her vanishing stuff with her attacks. Did it say just rush attacks? Just any attacks. So, how fast can she get her vanishing stuff? Is it just when the main attack lands, or is it the small one gonna proc too? Because imagine if any other target moves, or if the rush attack's targeting 2 attacks, is it gonna like fill up the vanishing step gauge instantly? So she's gonna have it like every 2 seconds. And plus, I think we have like AoE rush attacks, of course. You know, we have Super Saiyan Bardock when he fills up his Rebellion gauge. We have Vegeto's like every 3rd attack. AoE rush attacks are not new, but having it on a ranged character like this, and just without any other conditions, just every time, she's pretty much like an ADC from League. That's really interesting. If you're aware, ADCs in League are pretty much like imagine a Piccolo going full damage in this game. Just someone who's supposed to sit back in the front line, or sit back, do a lot of damage from the back, and if someone gets on top of them, the whole team has to essentially protect them. Because they're going to be the main source of damage. That's the best comparison I could say. But so to have like rush attacks that can hit multiple targets while she's reducing her own vanishing step, and it will strengthen the cooldown, or strengthen her skills when she does it. Already just these 2 abilities seem like a pretty strong kit, but we haven't even gotten to her actual abilities, so let's see what they are. Transformation Super Saiyan 2, base HP all attack up, basic transformation. Alright. Skill 1, Blaster Ball. Fires a barrage of energy blasts that cause an explosion at a set position. Can move, adjust targeting position, and use vanishing step while attacking. Okay, let's see how this skill looks real quick. So she just fires like a volley of attacks, and you can move and change the adjustment and vanishing step. So kind of like Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta skill 1, where it looks like you can move during that, you can change the target position, but this one you can actually vanishing step while you're doing it. And it looks like it goes on for a pretty long time. Like if you just rewind it here. Yeah, feels like a pretty long time. She's going to be vanishing stepping all over it. She's going to be like either in the back line just assaulting you with that. That looks really annoying, but also looks like she doesn't have too much health. I mean, comparing her to Super Saiyan Goku, doesn't look like she has too much health. So maybe that's how they're balancing her, is that she's going to be this hyper mobile, hyper range character, but if you ever get a strong hit on her, she's going to instantly die. I'm then curious how her health's going to look early on, because we've seen characters like Cell, like Trunks, and 18, these characters that had low health initially, that really struggled just because they couldn't really sustain and win their initial fights for the Kai, and then it would just be too far behind to kind of get back in the game afterwards. So if Kefla has low health, that could be pretty bad for her, but that's also a way to balance her, because if they gave Kefla like Goku health, and with this much range and amount of ability she has, that would be pretty insane. So let's see. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, look. Oh my, look how fast that filled up the vanishing gauge. Oh my god. Like, that filled it up instantly, dude. Also, I just want to see. So, how much damage did it do initially? Okay, it did that much. How much was she after she vanishing steps? Yeah, it does a pretty significant, not significant amount, but it does a lot. Does a decent amount more if you use the vanishing step, because that's for passive that her skills gain more damage after using the vanishing step. So maybe you combine it with a lightning swift, the lightning strike, whatever it is, that could be good. But then again, this has a cooldown. Maybe Snowball will be better. I'd imagine Snowball will probably be best on her, just because with this much range and mobility, it's going to be very hard for you to actually die unless they have any hard CC. Like, imagine Cooler. I imagine Cooler kind of Kefla pretty hard, because if Cooler ends up getting on top of her, he just procs his skill 2, the big circle, and then she can't use her vanishing step, and she should die. Or a character like Gohan, if he gets his kick off her, she's going to be struggling. So that's going to be the thing with Kefla. So I imagine maybe her best Divine card set would maybe be Snowball, Solid Barrier, either Limit Breaking Strike or Defense Step, depending on how the interaction works. Obviously, we'd have to see once we try it out, but alright, interesting. Let's go to Gigantic Break. Wow, that's a big range. Fire an energy blast in a set direction. Range and speed of the blast increase the more the attack is charged. Can move, redirect, and use vanishing step while charging. Can be activated without charging and at maximum range while a hard knuckle fight is active. I do not think we have seen that, but I think that's a skill 3 thing that kind of looks like oop. Okay, so you can maybe sit there and charge those? Yeah, okay. So this is kind of like a special beam cannon, I guess. Except I don't know how, okay, well, that's gonna be my next question is, you know, you can charge up such a beam cannon, but how, like, you Piccolo super slow when charging it, how slow is this gonna be? And it looks like not at all. Looks like she still gets free movement, even without the using the vanishing stuff. And then she could obviously vanish stuff while doing it. Okay, so that looks like they can get pretty big range. I imagine you smash this potentially second or first. Obviously, we'd have to see in-game cooldowns and all that. We'll test it. But that's pretty big range. I don't know. Did we see how much damage it did? No, I don't think we saw how much damage it did, unfortunately. I would have liked to see that. I know we saw in the trailer, but obviously the trailers are not that great for seeing stuff like this. So I was hoping to see how much damage did the Goku here, but that's the crazy thing. You can charge it up and that low speed. All right, full voltage. So wait, what was her hyper? What was this talking about here? Because this is while a hard knuckle fight is active. I don't think that's is that her passive? Oh, it is. Oh, okay. So after you vanishing step, it's full charge. Because you sit there and charge it up to get full range. But then if you vanishing step, it's full charge. And then I imagine, depending on how many targets it hits, it's then like you fully gives you back your vanishing stuff, I would imagine. Full voltage. An attack that releases energy all around her. Applies movement speed, boosts itself after attack. Even more movement speed. Dude, she's gonna be attacking you from pretty large range. She's vanishing stepping all over the place. It's gonna be impossible to get to her. Then she has a skill that increases her movement speed. Okay. Increases damage up to all targets during a rush attack and applies movement speed boost to itself. So is that a second instance of movement speed? Because you can get movement speed there. Okay. Sure. The more enemies hit, the greater the effect of movement speed boost, and longer the duration of the skill. So this kind of does remind me of like what is it, skill 2? The thing that buffs him, gives him more range and cleanses the candy. It's pretty much like that, except it gives her movement speed and increases damage though for her rush attacks. You're probably gonna max this skill last. If I had to imagine, I imagine the skill 1 projectile and skill 2 projectile are probably more worthwhile. But I mean, this is obviously going to be good to have, of course. Obviously, we'd have to see the duration and all that. That's the thing with these kit breakdowns, is we have the kit, but you don't have the exact numbers, which can, I think, truly in the MOBA like this, really decide on how strong the character is. Because, like, imagine if this skill 3 was like a 5-second cooldown. Then it's like, whoa, okay, this is a very strong ability. Maybe even max the second. But if it's like a 30-second cooldown, it's like, it's pretty bad. So I wish we could see the actual numbers itself, but we'll have to wait till she's officially out of the setup. But now we get to her ults. Gigantic Twin Blast. Fires 2 energy attacks in set direction, can move, redirect, and use vanishing step while active. Yeah, so you can just fire this in the back line. Activate your vanishing step, increase the power of it, thanks to her passive. I assume you're going to be vanishing stepping like 4 or 5 times during this, because you're going to be hitting a target, you're going to be hitting a big amount of team, and just instantly vanishing stepping. And it does look like, obviously we don't know the damage, but this looks pretty good for ult securing. And it's pretty much a better Bojack ult, especially for Jackie Chun. Because imagine, the issue with Bojack was he ults, but then Jackie Chun does this 5 circle, or goes into the 5 clones. And then Bojack can't redirect his ult. And at the point of Jackie Chun, his ult's not big enough range to hit all 5 targets. But with this, you can redirect it and even move towards it. So looks like she's going to be really good at securing Jackie Chun, which is honestly pretty big, because that's one of the, I think, biggest things to be able to do right now. Because, we've seen a lot less Super Saiyan Goku, even though I do still think he's good, just because he can't reliably Spirit Bomb Jackie Chun anymore. So that's one of the bosses. Obviously, he can still secure Nappa, Jocko, Ribrianne. And same thing with Piccolo, who's also a great boss securing. But it could be rough for them to secure it. But with this, you can easily redirect it. Obviously, we don't see the exact range of the super attack, or of the old stage 1 and 2. This is max rank. But this looks pretty good. And I imagine that's the end of the breakdown. Yeah, I mean, Kefla looks pretty cool. I mean, hyper mobile, range, you're going to be vantage stepping a lot. I don't know what divine cards are going to go, but she looks like she has a fun kit. I'm glad that they made her hyper mobile. That was one of the things I'm pretty sure I brought up during my my season 3 wish list for her. So I'm very excited for her. I hope she's good. I think so far, at least in season 3, they've done a very good job of balancing the characters. Vegito is really strong. Do not get me wrong. So is Bardock. But they don't feel as strong as Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta on release and Ultimate Gohan on release. Those 2 characters were insane on release and easily were just the best in roles. And even though Vegeta and Bardock still may be their best in their roles, it also helps that other characters feel like they can actually compete against them. And Season 2 of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan's release had no other character feel like they can compete. Especially considering they nerfed Cooler and Khalifa in Season 2. So Vegeta just had free reign. And then release Ultimate Gohan. Don't even get me started on that. I could make a whole another video ranting about that character, because oh my god. And even now, even after his nerfs, he's still one of the best technical characters. So that should tell you if not the best technical character, so that should tell you something about him. Broly, I think, was pretty balanced on release, and I think it's only gotten buffed in Season 3 thanks to the Divine card changes to where he actually feels tanky now compared to the other characters. And he can still do a lot of damage. Well, in Season 2, everyone felt tanky, so if Broly's tanky, it didn't feel as special. But I hope Kefla's good. I mean, it'd be amazing if Season 3 went 3 for 3 for character releases. Hopefully we don't get another Toppo at launch situation where Toppo was alright at launch, but not as good as he should have been, especially for the tier of hype he is. I'd imagine, it seems like Kefla is it might be the least hype character for Season 3. I think, obviously Vegeta is number 1. But I think Bardock had a bit more hype for him. I could be wrong on that, but okay, it looks good. I'm excited to try out. If you want to see all my coverage of Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. If you want to stay up to date everything Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra related, make sure to sub to the channel. If you also want to stay up to date for Season 4, because Season 4 is about a month away, and I'm going to be covering all the news updates and future updates about it, so make sure to stay tapped into the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!